I got 5 more items for you. They're magical, they're delicious, they're fun. Not delicious. Why'd I say that? This first one, my friends, is a simple teleportation ring. Now I know that in the Dungeon Master's Guide and in the item guides and on your apps, there is a helm of teleportation, so I kind of tweaked this one just a little bit to a ring, and instead of being able to teleport everybody, you can only teleport yourself. It has 3 charges on it, and it charges 1d4 at dawn up to its maximum number of whatever was expended. So here's how it works. You take the ring, you trace a door or a circle on the wall or on the floor, you can teleport to anywhere that you like according to whatever the teleportation spell says. Now, I think this one is a nice one because it's a little bit limited, but it's also nice because it shows, a way out in case you get surrounded in a battle, or if you're in a tight spot. It's also a great way for players to reveal their true nature when they're maybe in a bad situation. Maybe a thief or a warlock or something uses it to just abandon the party. Or maybe it's a good way to go and get some help. Who knows? Or maybe your player just needs a good vacation. And after a long day of slaying dragons and monsters and other human beings and creatures, why wouldn't they want just a little vacay? Teleport. Earth, wind, fire, heart. Go planet. This next one is a nice little drinky drink that your players can take along for the ride. It is a potion of hunger. So they just down this little guy, and what it does is it staves off the ill effects of when you get really, really hungry, or if you get really, really thirsty. And so you just roll a d4, and that's how many days your players can go without food or water, well, whoever decides to drink it. This is going to be nice if maybe a player forgot to go and prepare before they went on like a deep dungeon dive, or if they went on a long trip, and sometimes players just assume they always have everything that they need. This might be a good way to stave off those ill effects. Also, if they're feeling charitable, or if you have a paladin or a cleric who wants to give to their church or local charitable organization, what a great thing to give. Something that keeps people from being hungry, especially if they help those who are homeless and are hungry. What a nice thing that we can do for the imaginary people that we've made up in our minds. This next one, my friends, is called the Tome of Translation. This can be a pretty expensive item to buy, or this can be one that you can find in a dungeon or something, or really just maybe fell off a cart somewhere for all I know. And it's a book of 100 magical pages. And so what the user can do is they write 2 languages on the front of the cover. And you can be as decorative or descriptive as you want with this. But essentially, whatever languages that those people write down on the cover, the book can translate if they hear them aloud. So let's just say they don't know how to speak Draconic, but like maybe an enemy or somebody speaking Draconic near them and they're trying to eavesdrop or understand or bridge the gap. They would open the book, and the book would translate whatever that Draconic language is onto their page. That way they can understand it. And it's a good way to kind of save some spell slots or to bridge gaps of communication. And a ton of other ways that you could use it. It's also great for those obscure languages. Even though we can pick a bunch of languages in the beginning, there are some that we just won't know, like Celestial, and maybe something real deep in the earth, maybe something that you've made up that this book might help. Now the caveat to this is that you have to have an intelligence score of at least 12 because it does require a sharper mind to use it. And the last thing is after that page is used, at dawn it disintegrates, and so gradually the book will destroy itself. That way it can't be abused. Right, so once that page fills up, you have the whole day to look at it, maybe transcribe it somewhere if you want, but at the beginning of the next day, it's gone. So then you only have 99 sheets of paper left. So it's a limited item, but I think, is your player really going to use this 100 times unless they're really just abusing it? Who knows? Anyway, hopefully that's something that you can like. And if nobody wants it and they just want to keep using your spell slots, again, I don't know any magical shops that wouldn't want something as cool as that. Whew. I know I would. Okay, this next one is another book. We're getting a little nerdy today with our characters. This one is called the Book of Blades. See that alliteration there? So good. So essentially, it's a picture book, and it has a picture of every single standard weapon that has the slashing or piercing ability with it. So let's just say that somebody wants to open the book, and they're like, man, I really could use a spear because these scales are just on this dragon are deflecting on my slashing, so you want a piercing weapon. So you just reach into the book, pull out a spear, right? And then you roll a d4, and that's how many hours that you can have that weapon. Now, if you try to pull out a second one, it'll replace the one that you pulled out. So that way you can only have one at a time. So you want to be a little careful not to abuse it here, at least in that sense. However, A nice way for this to be abused is for your con man in your group. You could definitely sell those, sell the weapon to somebody, maybe paint it, put some colors on it, make it look like it's a special weapon, and then sell it to them. And then in a couple of hours, it'll disappear, and then you got the money, and they have nothing, right? So it's a nice way if you kind of want to do a con there. Bards could use it to pull out weapons to tell a story, put it back in, pull out something else to kind of have a nice dramatic magical effect. Or again, if your people like money, they can just sell the damn thing. I mean, who am I to tell you what to do with your books? Now, another caveat to remember about this is these weapons, even if they're pulled out, definitely are non-magical, even though they come from a magical book. They themselves are not magic, the book is magic. But that being said, say you get disarmed and someone takes your weapon, just pull that sucker out. I mean, most battles don't last an hour, I would hope, so that'll at least give you something to stave off your enemies. And, always keep your proficiency rules, going. If they're pulling out a weapon they're not proficient in, then guess what? They don't get to use it with their proficiency bonus. Duh. Alright, and this last one, my friends, is called the Lucky Scarf. And so this is like a nice, long, silky red scarf, but it's a sentient scarf, so it can talk to whomever's wearing it, and she goes by the name of Dibra, or you could call her whatever you want. I mean, it's your game, it's not my game, just a name I thought would be funny. And so she provides very good luck to the wearer when she's feeling very confident. She's a scarf that many warriors have worn into battle to be extra lucky. And so she gives, when she's feeling confident, she gives the wearer the lucky feat, so they can re-roll that one. If they're in the middle of a battle and they roll a nat 1, boom, they can re-roll it. However, if throughout that battle the player has been bloodied, then she's not feeling so confident anymore, and she actually tightens up and restricts the player a little bit around their neck, causing unluckiness. What's that, you might be wondering? Well, instead of being able to re-roll those ones, they have to re-roll natural 20s. Ooh, that's gonna burn. And the only way to remove her is if she's feeling confident, then she'll relax and you can remove her, obviously. But if she's tight, if she's not confident, if she's scared, then she is going to need to be destroyed, and then you would lose the item. And there's plenty more where that came from. I'll definitely have some more of these coming along the way. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was informative for you. I apologize if I seem a little tired. I've been sleeping very poorly. How have you been sleeping? And what items have you been using? Have you found luck or fortune with the items that I presented recently, or have you made up your own? Again, I'm always taking suggestions, and soon I might be even doing some Dungeon World videos as well, so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. But thank you again, you guys are great, and I will see you in the future.